By the way, it says Christopher Mathis on his Twitter, which is how I ended up there.
That was amazing.
At the Chris Mathis on Twitter, but he calls himself Christopher Mathis. Here's what he tweeted out yesterday. This is the first tweet about said interaction from Jacksonville Jaguars head coach Liam Coen and our own Nick Wize. Apparently, Liam Coen was walking by as Nick was on the air, and apparently it was live on the air because all caps, live on the air from the Christopher Mathis. Liam said, where? When Nick said, hey, coach, can you come on the air? Liam apparently replied, where? And Nick said, Tampa. And then Liam Coen just rolled his eyes, looked away, and kept on stepping.
Wow.
What a schmutz.
Wow, man. Now, I wish I could have seen the eye roll, the said eye roll, the alleged eye roll.
I hope Robert Saleh does kick his ass next year.
Because if that is how it went down, it's like, oh, where? Nick says Tampa. And you roll your eye and you keep walking. You are such a little man, a little Liam. Because
I like little Liam.
There are so many, almost every situation, there are ways where you can walk away from it looking like the bigger man.
Yeah.
And in this situation, this does not make Liam Coen look like the bigger man. He just had a successful season, one of the most successful in Jaguars history. First year as their head coach. And it would be so easy when you had a better year than Tampa to be the bigger man, sit down and say, I loved my time in Tampa. It was time for me to move on. I know people didn't
hate the way I did it.
Right.
You know, it went down weird and I feel really bad about it. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Like to own up and go, hey, I did, I know the reaction from fans, wasn't expecting it. I feel bad about it, but this was obviously the right choice for me and my family. And I cherish my year that I had in Tampa and great memories, and I grew. It helped me in my growth process as a head coach. Like, there are so many easy, even if you don't truly believe that, which I do think Liam would say and mean that like, yeah, it helped me. Of course it helped me in my growth as a coach, as a human. But to be able to do that shows that you are a bigger man. And for Liam to handle it like this and the exchange that happened 15 minutes later, which you'll get to right now, that doesn't show me signs of a guy who is a bigger man.
Yeah, definitely not. And what you're referring to, what Aaron's referring to is the next tweet or the next relevant tweet from Chris Mathis about this. Yeah, it happened again. Liam Coen came now, which is also interesting because if I'm Liam Coen,
you avoid it at all costs.
And I really don't want to do Tampa, and I just don't want any part of that. Like we've been on Radio Row.
You can avoid it, not walk by the booth.
There's enough ways to walk around that area without interacting with Nick Wize again if you don't want to.
I thought the same exact thing when I read that, Pat, where it sounded like a double back.
It sounded like Mike McDaniel driving slowly down by the Bills bar.
Looking for something.
Just waiting to start trouble with Bills fans after the Dolphins beat the Bills this year. So he comes back by about 15 minutes later, and Nick asks him again, Coach, will you come on with us in Tampa? And apparently Liam said, you're just like everybody else, which is weird, by the way. How the hell do you know what I'm like? That's what in the moment, if he said that to me, I would have been like, how the hell do you know what I'm like?
Yes.
Like, what the hell does that mean? I'm like how am I like everybody else? Like that would have pissed me off.
Now, according to people, he was on his way the first time to go do Colin Cowherd, which somebody noted on the text line. Ironically, if Nick wasn't on the air, Colin Cowherd would have been on and we would have heard the interview. But him going, like the eye roll, we're just going to have to take their word for it on that. It's how it went down. That's not, like, if he's going to do an interview, we know how Radio Row goes. Like, you're busy, that's one thing. You double back 15 minutes later after that interview and you say exactly what you just noted that Chris Mathis relayed out there on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's a guy looking for something and a guy who hasn't let it go. And if he's not going to let it go and move past it and be the bigger man, why should Bucs fans when it comes to Liam Coen?
By the way, even if he's on his way to Dan Patrick and he is busy and he doesn't have time to talk to Nick, you don't have to roll your eyes at somebody and turn around and walk the other way. That doesn't make a lot of sense. You say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy right now. I don't have time.
Right.
Whether it's true or not, like, you don't react the way that he did.
There's something funny about Liam saying, you're just like everybody else, and then Nick responding with, I defended you on the air.
By the way, if he says to me, you're just like everybody else, You know what's definitely not coming out of my mouth, even if it's true?
Something positive.
I defended you.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, in that moment, I'm not telling that dude that I defended him.
Well, I would have said I did defend you, but now I'm not because you're a schmuck. I would have told him, laid it out like that. Or at least I would have hoped I would have. I don't
guess
know.
I was wrong to defend you. That's a better way to say it.
But it was kind of funny to hear Nick's, that's the response that came out from Nick was, I defended you on the air. Coen apparently looked and walked away and then asked what happened this year. That's crazy. For him to ask what happened this year, that is a guy who is not the bigger man. Like, it's one thing if you have a personal, if you feel something personal about, if you're Liam Coen, you didn't like the way the fans treated you and your family on the way out, that's one thing. But to take an attack at the Bucs, who did nothing but offer you the highest paid offensive coordinator position year one.
Even before that, they gave you the opportunity that led to you becoming a head coach.
Right. So you should hold them in high regard. And I don't like that, the personal attack against the Buccaneers organization. Fan base is one thing, which I think you should move on. He had success. To have that against the organization, it seems like, is nuts.
Yeah. Or, I could see him saying that, if he is upset about some of the things fans said to him, that could be a dig at the fans as much as the organization.
But it doesn't matter if you say, how did it go? How did it go for you this year? You're being a dick, Bob.
No doubt about it.
You're just
I'm not
being
saying
that
it's okay.
guy. Yeah.
I'm just saying it doesn't necessarily mean it's just about the organization. It could be a shot at the fans as much. Either way, it's a dick move. Sorry, Bob.
He can come on and go, hey, listen, I don't love the way it happened either. From everything we heard, right? For people that are like, you guys got to let it go. He didn't do anything wrong. Go back to what happened. Jason Light, ignoring, in the middle of the night, ignoring phone calls. When you have people in the organization saying, we lost contact. They were going to have him in the building and they couldn't find him.
Wasn't he supposedly at a medical appointment when he was actually in Jacksonville negotiating a contract?
Which it has been a long year with his family and his child, so I don't want to, I'm sure that was part of it. But yeah, that would seem to be what it was. But tell the truth. Just say what you're doing, where you are, and your intentions. And the Bucs were out of the loop. They were in the dark, and that wasn't right. The situation wasn't right. And him not handling it, him still not moving on from it, yeah, it's annoying.
How